Welcome to Mechnician. Today I'm going to show you a demonstration of the Jaltest diagnostic software working on Case compact equipment. In this case, we're going to look specifically at the track loader, the TV300. So let's go first into the off-highway compact equipment. Let's have a look at the Case product line, see what kind of coverage we've got. I mean, we've got all the different series here. You can see the number of different models we've got just on the compact side as far as Case. In this case, we're looking for the TV300. We're going to open that up. You can quickly see some of the coverages that are available for the unit. I mean, we can do a system scan. Then you can also see just some of the special functions. I mean, there's several diagnostic solutions on the market. I mean, a lot of them are just really scanning codes. With Jaltest, I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of special functions and things that are a lot further than just scanning codes. You know, the control levers, the counter resets, DPF regens, cylinder cutout tests. Then you can see it also has some maintenance resets and that you can also do. So let's go and scan the machine. In this case, it quickly shows you the cable, its location in the machine, especially if you're not familiar with the unit. You're an independent heavy equipment technician. You pull up and you've got to figure out where the connection is. It's going to show you what it is, which cable, the Jaltest cable number, so you can pick that up from mechnician.com. Or if it's got multi-pin capabilities, it'll show you how to do that as well. In this case, the 9-pin comes standard with the Jaltest diagnostic solution. 9-pin cable is very common in the industry. I mean, John Deere uses it pretty much exclusively, as well as Case. Then brands like Kobelco and a few others. So here you can see we've done a system scan on the TV300. This is just all demo data, just more showing you a bit of the capabilities and how the system works. In this case, we can see a few faults have been detected. It's got some information on them. I can have a look at this transmission oil filter restriction switch. You can see specifically when it occurred. So last time the fault occurred, it was the hour, the state of the fault right now. Give me some troubleshooting on it. So in this case, it's got some documentation on this oil filter restriction switch. Let's just see specifically. This is a short circuit to the ground, so probably some electrical, short circuit to ground troubleshooting. So here's some instructions of possible fault causes and how specifically to go and handle it. In a lot of cases, you'll see full instructions, the checklists and things like that. In this case, we've got an actual document that can be referred to take you through the steps to clear that code. So it would take you through, find any of the specific issues with the unit, and regardless of what the situation is. So let's go back to the main menu. So here we've got some special functions that we're able to do. In this case, the TV300 has got, call it about 8 different ones here. If we come in and do, say, a DPF regen, in this case, you've got to be in expert mode to be able to do it. So you have to be able to come in here and access the makes changes or do significant work. You have to have a special code. It's a user preference, so if you don't want to have to set that up, you can always just leave the expert mode engaged. In this case, we've got 3 different variations of the TV300. It's got DPF, scrubber DPF. I'm just going to pick any of these. I mean, I'll just pick scrubber and DPF, or just pick DPF, whatever. It doesn't indifferent. Just doing a demonstration here of how to redo the GPF or the DPF. So here you can see we're going to come in. It's giving you instructions. It's going to, it's going to be high temperature. It's going to take 15 to 30 minutes. And in this case, we're about to just start. Here's the action. Make sure parking brake's on. It's taking you through all the different clear your codes it's recommending. And now it's, checking the additional conditions. Any of these special functions, it's going to take you through the steps. It's going to let you know what's going on. In this case, it's just preheating. It's taking you through the different, it's regenerating now. Obviously, again, this is just a demo. And still doing the process. And there we go. So now it's looking at the actuation conditions, current values. Now it's cooling down. It's completed the regeneration. And at the end here, it's completely finished. Asked if we want to display the results. I said yes. So you can see it's giving me a bit of a sense of what went on when we did the DPF. It's showing me all the different temperatures, what's the soot levels, what went on inside of the unit, and then we can hit accept. Anything you do while working through the system is also documented in a work order. So along the way, it's basically capturing all that data for you. I'll show you that here when we're completing the demo. So now if we come back to some of the technical data, we can have a look and see what it's got on this engine. So it's just got some general information on the fuel system, lube system. Not a ton of details here on the TV300. Electronic diesel, though, as you can see, we're specifically in that system. So it's giving us the details on that. There's also a troubleshooting by symptoms for this engine. And here you can see some, it might not be pushing out a code for some of these, but might be something you detect during your inspection of the unit. So for example, coolant in the engine oil, it's going to take you through some steps, or, excessive consumption of oil, giving you some steps depending on who's working on the unit. You may or may not know kind of the steps to follow for different symptoms. And these can be built out, obviously, a whole lot further depending on the model and the brand. This Case unit, not overly common, let's say. It's growing in popularity, but you can see it's got some basic information on it. But certainly there's models that have a whole lot more detail and data to help support the repair and service. So if we come back to the starting point here, I'll take you back through, and in this case we don't have the ability to actually do measurements and that on the, well, let's come in here to the back into the engine to show you the different ways you can also measure the data that's active inside of the unit. So here you can come in, look at the live data. You can run trials, so basically setting triggers, so you can run and record the data for up to 30 minutes. In this case, on this Case engine, we've got 55 different measurements we're able to gather. Everything, from power supply to, intake air temperature, exhaust gas temperature. It's going to depend based on the unit and what data it pushes back through its electronic system. In this case, this is what this engine is providing back to the Jaltest system. And you can view as few or as many of these, depending on what the situation is you're trying to work on and resolve, right? Oh, sorry, I meant to come back to the diagnostic menu. All right, so then we've got different components. We can actuate the fuel filter relay, fuel pump relay, air conditioning compressor, fan relay. You control all that inside of the system here. It's a couple different system checks you're able to perform. Some parameters, for example, if you've got to change the injectors, you're able to code those injectors. I already mentioned some of the maintenance components. If you've got different maintenance processes like, doing a regen, the catalyst, oil changes, it's going to take you through all those steps. It'll enable you to walk you through it and also record the any changes in the system. So everything, as you can see, quite from the fault codes back all the way to actually programming and working on the solution. So with that, again, not a ton of coverage outside of the engine here on this Case TV300. Good thing about Jaltest is the number one job title is engineer, and with 3 major updates a year, nobody's got fully built out diagnostic solutions for every model, everything. And when there's new products too, it requires additional work and development. Jaltest is by far the leading as far as innovation and growth and development, and also the leading coverage. So you're going to get the best of all options here with the Jaltest, and with your 3 updates a year, you're going to continue to have the best solution to go out there and diagnose. So let's exit the system here. I'm going to I'm going to show you just kind of how it captures any of the data. In this case, we went through, these can be stored. There's a resource planner. You can actually set up machines, your assets, and then, or the different serial numbers, save your work order like this. It's showing you all the different faults that we uncovered when we went in. It's capturing the data based on, what the DPF and everything looks like. Here's the data we saw, that report. And then all the different measurements that we were taking, it documented all those as well. So, depending on what you're working on, obviously, you're going to see a variety of different coverage as mentioned. In this case has got, engine coverage, where others can have everything from engines, hydraulics, calibrating hydrostatic pumps to aligning joysticks and making sure everything is ready to go. So with that, I thank you for joining me here today at Mechnician. If you're looking for a detailed demonstration on a specific model, or if you're looking to pick up a Jaltest diagnostic solution, visit us at www.mechnician.com. Thank you very much.